Oh, hey. Happy Monday. Here early, ready to go. Let's do a little bit of foam rolling together. And we're going to start with the lats. So if you do come early on Mondays, and if you're paying attention, you're kind of notified when I go live. And so typically I'm early. And typically I'm early because that's just kind of who I am. So we've got about 5 minutes here before the official start, and we can get some good work done. So we want to be just posterior behind the armpit. And we're just going to work through that lat just a little bit. If you're riding your TT and you're starting to get established into that strong cycling position, this is probably a really good thing to do both before and after you ride. So you just want to be able to have freedom in your upper back and be able to access the strength that you have built. So just making sure that that tissue is moving, creating a little bit of heat through the lat, through the rib cage. And just remember, as you start to train harder, these muscles are going to fight to stay in a shortened position. We have to fight them to keep more of our mobility. So really paying attention, using these sessions, not just on Monday, but also maybe on Wednesday or Friday, or just taking a lot of the principles that you learn on Monday and using them throughout the week. I share everything that I have with you guys, and I don't put it behind a paywall, because the most important thing for me is that I can help people. Nothing makes me happier than when I'm out on a race course and I'm cheering and I'm just in awe of all levels of performance. When people say, hey, Mobility Monday, I love it. I can't wait to get back home and we'll get going again. It's become a thing, and I want it to be a thing, and I love that I can help these people and help you and just share what I know to be true, but also share what I learn along the way. And as most of you know, the thing that I'm most excited about right now is really working the muscles of respiration and coupling that with the decompression strategies that we have access to through foundation training and through the work of all of these people. So it kind of puts me, let's go into an upper back. So we hit both sides down the lateral aspect of the rib cage. Now let's go ahead and work through the upper back. And we always want to be able to have that movement, right? We just want to be able to hold the head, chin into throat. That's a cue that I heard from Jesse the other day, chin into throat. So you want to be strong in that position and be able to move the arms through that nice full range of motion. So holding the head, that switches on the neck flexors. I don't love that a lot, but I want you to hold that into a neutral position as you move through the arms. And there's a point right there. It's all shoulder, 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 and then it becomes spine at the end. So if that's starting to light up your neck a little bit, which it is for me, let's go ahead and hands behind your head, and now we'll work just the spine and the chest. Good. And I'll kind of have a restart time at 6:45. So if you're here early, we may repeat a couple of these things. And trust me, you'll be better because you did. Good. And good. And good. All right, so we've got another 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and work a little bit through the arms with a little bit of a side bend. So we're going to go full half kneeling position, 2 hands overhead, and we're just raising that foam roller up. So whether you have a short foam roller or a long foam roller, just looking to raise the arms up, hopefully without any extension of the spine. So just working through the arms without that. right? So just through the shoulders, through the shoulder blades. Good. All right, let's go the other side. Just nice and tall. If you're just getting here, don't worry, we're going to restart in about a minute. So just kind of join into the party here. We're working through the shoulders, working through the shoulder blades, and trying to keep the spine nice and neutral. And good. Okay, next one, we're just going to go across the body. And again, a lot of times I want you to turn your rib cage. This time I kind of want you to keep your chest facing at me. And we're just working gently through the shoulders. Just nice and easy. Don't force anything. Just taking what the shoulder joint will give us. Good. Same thing other side. Chest stays nice and strong. And we're just taking that nice and easy through the shoulders. Good. And good. All right. Good morning, everybody. First thing we want to do, welcome to Mobility Monday or Monday Mobility. I kind of mix it up, not really tied to too many different things. I want you to grab something that will allow you to elevate your heels. So I'm just going to use some 5-pound plates, all right? And then I'll probably take my mat and go ahead and just put that onto my plates to give me a little bit more height. All right, that should be good right about there. So we've got 5-pound plates. You can use a towel. You can use your Mobo board. Anything that's going to elevate your heels just about an inch off the ground. And from right there, we're just going to push the hips back. So you see that we've got a little bit of length here, and we're just going to drive knees forward just a little bit. A lot of popping and cracking from my end. Don't know about you. But I am always encouraged because some of my young athletes, like who are 23, 24, they pop and crack. They have that crepitus through their knees as well. So it's just, it can come on at any time. And as long as there's not pain, noise is okay. But it is an indicator that we want to add movement there so that we can get more fluid into the joint. So just knees over toes, just to a nice comfortable perspective. Just nice and easy. Hold your pelvis nice and neutral. We'll go 5 more. Good. Okay, so we've warmed up the knees just a little bit. So let's get out of that position. Get rid of the plates. And let's go right up into the hips. So we're going to go into kind of a wide stance. Keep the knees pretty straight. And we're just going to push the hips back and then back to the front. Push the hips back to the front. 3, we're just moving a little bit faster today. 4, 5, 6, we're going to go for 10, 7, 8, and I've got my hands right on the hips, right on the hip bones. Okay, now push your hips back, stay there. We're going to go right hip and aim it mid-thigh to the left. So just right there. And as soon as the hip stops, the shoulder stops. So don't keep the shoulders going. It's not the golf swing, okay? So we're just going right hip to left thigh, right hip to left thigh, right hip to left thigh. Head stays right down the middle. We're not gliding. 2 more. And good. So every time we did that, we went into internal rotation on that left hip. All right? Let's go to the right. So the right hip bone, aiming mid-thigh to the right side. Left hip bone to the right. Whew, a little more tightness on my right side, which has also been showing itself a little bit through a little bit of high hamstring. It's a little spicy in my high hamstring, which would tell me that my pelvis on the right is getting stuck. And that would be reinforced right here as I rotate. This hip bone drops and this one kind of has to get out of the way. And that's called hip decoupling. So there's tightness. I'm starting to feel that right away up into that high hamstring. So we need to know that as we ramp up the training, little tightness, little pieces of tightness throughout the body are going to show up. And when they do show up, we definitely want to have a way and a strategy to deal with them. So my strategy for a high hamstring issue that's starting to show itself on my right side is to make sure that my hips are decoupling in a really healthy way, and that every single day I'm reinforcing that decoupling. So that is something, if I had a thing down at my Achilles tendon that started showing up, I would probably start working a lot more through my lower leg, through my ankles, like where we started today, right? So you guys, don't be afraid to leave me comments. I try to get to them as quickly as possible with any specific tightnesses that are showing up, and then I'll try to give you a strategy that might help you. Okay, let's take that foam roller right up into the armpit, and we're cross fibering across the lat. Those of you that showed up early, you've already been here once, should start feeling much better now. So if it was a little bit spicy and you were getting a pain response the first time, but you aren't the second time, rest assured that that tissue is becoming a little bit happier and getting ready to go, right? So anybody that's poo-pooing, they can call it whatever they want, muscle activation, warm-up, whatever. I will say a warm-up will always be preferable before performance. Will you warm up during a trip out on your bike? Yeah, you'll eventually warm up. Will you set yourself up for a better ride if you're not having to warm up for 20 minutes or 30 minutes before you start feeling good? Maybe you can decrease that to 10 minutes before you start feeling good because you take time with the foam roller before you go out for a ride. I would make a pretty strong argument that it would help. And then you can just relax. Like when you can get more work done and not have to stress out about it, or your respiration rate doesn't go flying through the ceiling in the first 20 minutes of the ride, it's way more fun if you're relaxed. Good? Okay, good. Okay, let's get right up into that half kneeling position. We're going into some head wraps, okay? So right here, a little bit more focus on the shoulders today. I usually lump them pretty comfortably in with the thoracic spine. Today I want you to really think about separating them. So instead of turning, we're going ahead and just trying to keep that chest straight. And we're just letting those arms really move through their joint, through that full range of motion. So you want to be able to drop the foam roller behind your head as you go into that movement. Good, let's go the other direction. We'll change legs. Good. You just dance through the joint. No pain, nice and easy. And if things are easier, right, then you can get stronger and faster and have that freedom in performance. Okay, good. Now, let's change legs. So we're down, everybody's down on the right knee. We're going to take the foam roller down on the right hip. We're turning the whole chest, and now take it over the left shoulder. Two arms, keep them pretty straight. Right there. And then let's get a hip drive. Okay? So we're just right into this position. 3, 4, starting to get into that psoas on the right side. 5, 6, 7, 8, good, 9, and 10. Nice job. So let's go ahead and take the foam roller down onto the left hip. If you can tuck your toe back on your left side, this toe right here, that's mobility of that big toe. That's a good idea. All right? So 2 arms quite straight. We're taking that straight up over the right shoulder. Straight up over the shoulder. So you're not out here, you're not down here. We've got the right knee in front, the right arm is coming nice and high. 1, 2, there's that little hip drive. 3, 4, 6, long arms, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and good. All right, let's take that foam roller, put it right onto the upper back. Again, if you were here early, we definitely did some upper back before that 6:45 time. So this time we're supporting the head, hands behind the neck, and just extend and move through your T-spine. It is not lost on me from this position, we're getting length through the rib cage and the hips and the pubic bone. So we want to also not lose that opportunity to maybe take a big inhale and then come back up. Big inhale and then come back up. 2 more. And good. All right, let's take that foam roller, take it off to the side. We're going to go into an anchored position from the prone position. So we're laying face down, okay? From right there, you're going to put your knees together, toes together, heels apart. Knees together, toes together, big toe, heels apart. Heels are about 3 to 4 inches apart, big toes tucked under. Right arm out, left arm out. Pull your chin into your throat. Keep your nose 2 inches off the ground. Keep your knees touching. See if you can walk your fingers even further away from your hips. So just get as long as you can. That's prone decompression breathing. I'm not going big into breath today. I will next week. I'll be digging out all the breath work, all the magic's coming next week. All right, so from right there, we're going to go supine. We'll set that anchor down low, knees together, toes together, heels apart. This time you're faced up. It's okay to have a little bit of space under your back. That's going to put you in ever so slightly of an anterior tilt in your pelvis, and that's okay. Float your hands to the height of your heart, reaching as far over your head as you can. I want you to feel as lean and long through your belly as you can. Take a big breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. 3 more. And good. So from a mobility standpoint, what that does is it opens up your stomach. It opens up the core. It gives you length so that as you go into a loaded position and you're working against gravity, you can start to feel that tensegrity and that lift that comes from having a decompressed spine. Okay, so decompression strategies are in place. Put your hips to the back. We're going to go ahead and glide to the right. Push your hips back. You should be getting a little stretch in that inner thigh. Come back to the middle, fully standing up. Drop down to the left. This knee stays in towards the midline. Nice little stretch in that adductor. Pushing your hips back every time. Powerfully pushing out from that lateral glide. 5, 6. Simple things done really, really well, guys. 7. Keep the knees in. 8. 9. Start opening up that low back. 10. And good. All right, from right here, let's go ahead and add some reaches into a lateral lunge. A lunge by definition, a step and return. That's different than the glide, all right? So what we're gonna do first is reach at chest height. The most important thing is you keep your eyes right on your screen, so you don't wanna turn like that. You'll over-rotate. You'll get too much rotation through your lumbar spine, and you're not really demonstrating as much thoracic spine mobility because your head is going with it. So we're gonna step to the right, that back elbow's up, that left arm's across the chest. 2, 3, it's like a little bow and arrow. 4, and 5, and good. That motion's moving down into the hips, trust me. As you land, that lead foot needs to face right at me, and we rotate. 1, 2, land and rotate. 3, see if you can get that back elbow up. 4, and 5. It's mobility Monday night, exercise Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we don't need a lot of reps. We're gonna go 5 to the right, same thing. 1, 2, good. You should have just that gentle feeling of heat, no fear. 4, some people like fear, like they enjoy a session that is scary and hard and painful, and I gotta tell you, that's just not my jam. Okay, left, I think life in general presents enough scary things that we don't need to have them in our training protocols. 4, we just need to trust our process, and 5, and just get the work done, right? Because over time, we're going to get better. That is probably the law of the promise of a very responsible and well-planned and well-thought-out training journey. Oh, look who's here, Captain America. Good morning. I have no treats, so God only knows how Mr. Jackson, look how big he's getting, guys. Jackson, sit. Jackson, good boy. It's okay, miss. All right, we're gonna go through some lateral gliding. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Couple more, and then we're gonna add some reaches. Good. Jackson, say hi to everybody. See how well he knows his name? Such a good boy. Okay, now we're gonna glide to the right, reach back to the left. Glide right, reach left, 2, 3, try to keep your eyes forward, 4, and 5, good boy. Jackson, sit. Jackson, down. Lay down. Hang on. Jackson, lay down. Good boy. Okay, glide left, reach back to the right. 1, 2. Now, I'm going to tell you, 3, the thing about Jackson today, we learn from all of our animal counterparts, right? He just got back from a walk. His state of mind when he comes back from a walk is just like ours. He's way more relaxed. He's ready to learn. His behavior is way better. And I think, like, so where he would normally, when he's in that fight or flight or that little bit of chase mode, he bites my feet. And he's coming through this process of growing up that has been so fun, but like that. Mouthy, not good, right? But we're learning through the process. So being in that relaxed state of mind, not having to fight or flight all the time, that's kind of what my leadership is all about. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for coming to Mobility Monday. I will see you next Monday as per usual. I will be thinking about you all week. Peace.